Is anybody home? Hello? Dr. Benjamin Franklin? So this is what it was like in 1775. A place for everything, everything in its place. Wouldn't you say so, Danny? How do you know my name? I will answer your question if you will answer mine. Well then, I would say yes. In order to have a place for everything, you need to have everything put in its place. That is correct. Are you a philosopher? That's too bad. And to answer your question, how many people do you know answer by the name of Danny? Good point. You got me there, Doctor. Please, just call me Ben. Please come and sit. It's not every day I get a visitor from the future. Can I ask you something? How do I know you're from the future? Yes. Well, Danny, you see, last night I had a vision of a young man named Danny from the year 2002. He would invent a time machine and time travel back in time to this exact moment. The vision, however, does not end there, for I saw myself taking care of you and let you help our colonies change history. That is to say, into a better future. That is all false. Okay, the first half was correct, and I was really hoping that you would let me stay here for about 6 years. But I am not here to change the future, but rather observe these events that definitely becomes the future where I come from. And would observe be another word for participating? No. Yes. I don't know. I just want to be here to experience America's Revolutionary War. Well, you have indeed come to the right place and time. But I have a feeling that your goal will change throughout the 6 years you are here. And that is an interesting name for this upcoming war, too. For revolution is what these colonists really do need. So I take it I can stay here then. Weren't you listening to me before? Not really, but I wouldn't mind a recap, though. Well, as soon as the vision was done, I had prepared a room for you upstairs that is right next door to mine, and straight across from my daughter's. Which daughter?
Who's with you downstairs?
His name is Danny, Arnold. Danny Arnold.
Hello there. My name is Melissa Franklin. I'm sure you are well acquainted with my father by now.
We have indeed. So, Melissa, how old are you?
I'm 17 years old. How about you?
I just turned 18 last June.
Wow, that means you're officially a man. And yet, you wear unusual clothing.
Well, I am from a country that is pretty far away from here.
Really? What's it called?
Mexico.
Mexico, huh? Does your area speak Spanish all the time there?
Sometimes, but most of us speak Spanish and English.
Wow, a country that speaks more than one language? I sure hope America will be like that someday.
Oh, I have a feeling that it will.
Well, I'm pretty tired. I'll catch you tomorrow morning. Good night, Danny. Father.
She is one amazing daughter. I thought that after her mother's death that she would not survive. But here we are together. Do you have any parents, Danny? Yes, I do, and they both are still alive. That is great, for it is hard to live with one and without the other. Now let's get you settled in upstairs. I have some old clothing of mine that should fit you. Thank you so much, Ben. No problem. Now let's get some sleep, for the early bird does capture the worm. But that depends on what type of worm it is. Touché, Danny. Touché. William Dawes and Samuel Prescott, my dear old friends. I have just heard from my good old friend Joseph Warren that the British are leaving Boston right now and taking a ship to Cambridge, and then march to Lexington and Concord to take away our military supplies. William, I want you to warn Samuel Adams and John Hancock, then get them to safety so that the British won't capture them. I will protect them with my life. Samuel, I want you to go to Concord and warn everyone there that the British are coming. I will not rest until every here has heard the news. I shall go through Boston, Philadelphia, Lexington, and Concord to warn the news. 1 if by land, 2 if by sea. May this night be known as the Midnight Ride. The British are coming! The British are coming! The regulars are coming out! The regulars are coming out! You guys are safe now. Thank you so much for saving us, William. I'm pretty certain that the British would capture us. Good morning, gentlemen. The British are already here, along with the Minutemen. We need to escape through the back door and on towards Philadelphia. Then we have no time to lose. Lead us away, Paul. There's the gun, but where's the person to shoot it? Get into formations, men. Aim your guns and do not fire unless told so. Stand your ground. Don't fire unless fired upon. But if they mean to have a war, let it begin here. I wonder. Hold it right there, colonists. Where are the British and Minutemen? Have I arrived here early? Yes, I have. Get off the bridge, colonists. He's aiming at us. Get into positions, men. He's aiming at us. Get into positions, men, and do not fire unless fired upon. Fire, for goodness sake, fellow soldiers. Fire! Somebody, please, help me. Somebody get him to a hospital. Where am I?
You're at Concord Hospital.
How long have I been out?
All afternoon.
Really? I thought by now I'd be dead.
So did the Minutemen when they saw you get shot. They told us that the bullets missed you completely except for your right leg. It's as if angels were protecting you.
Now, having angels on your side is pretty good.
I would say so too.
By the way, where's your father?
He's in the other room with Captain John Parker, Major Buttricks, and the doctor. But how did you get to Lexington and Concord so fast? It would have taken you at least 10 hours by horse, and even longer walking.
I used one of your father's inventions to get there.
My father never mentioned to me that he was working on something that could make you go so fast.
Since I am a good friend of his, he allowed me to test it out for him, and it was a success.
Well, I'm glad that it worked out, but you nearly gave me a heart attack. I was worried that you might have been killed, and that I'd never get to know you, since Father hadn't mentioned you before.
Oh, I have a feeling that's going to take more than 2 bullets to kill me.
Good.
Hello, Danny. Did you have a good nap? Yes, I did. Your daughter took very good care of me. I'm glad to hear it. How are your legs doing? They do hurt a little bit, but not as much as when they got shot. The doctor was able to tell me that your body has been able to heal your legs at a very fast pace. Faster than an average person. Really? Yes, indeed. Then I'm pretty lucky to have my body heal.
So am I.
Do you think you can walk? Yes. Good. Now let's get to our horse wagon and head back home. Oh, and Danny. Yes? I was able to pick up my device from Lexington, and I think we should use it to our advantage. That is a good idea. Now, Melissa, you have got to promise your father and I to never tell this to anyone, for this device is only a prototype.
I will, Father and Danny, but only if Danny promises to tell us his story of Lexington and Concord.
I promise. Now that is a story I would love to hear too. Now then, let's get going. Before we go, Ben, do you know of anything of what has happened to Benedict Arnold's army? I've heard that his army returned to their homes and that he was heading towards Ticonderoga, New York. You do know that there's a fort there, right? Yes, I do. Thank you. That is all I wanted to hear. Do you want to take a detour there before we head back home? No, I don't think it'd be the right time for me to meet him yet. That is your decision. But remember this. A life of leisure and a life of laziness are 2 things. There will be sleeping enough in the grave. Just as long as it is not my grave. Put the plans of West Point into your boot. Here is a note I'm giving you for safe passage back to your army. Are you certain that I will not get caught and be hanged as a traitor? I'm pretty certain that you won't. Oh, hello there, Danny Arnold. I have always wanted to meet you, cousin. Danny, are you okay? I'm fine. I just had a nightmare, that's all. Those are not fun indeed. When I have nightmares, I wake up and somehow get off this bed and have my head hit the water right there at the bucket. And man, won't that cold water wake you up. I have yet to have fallen from my bed, for I usually sleep on the floor. Really? Even though the floor is nothing but wood? Yes. The floor actually makes me sleep better than the bed. You are an unusual person. And so is everybody else around the world. Touché, Danny. Hey, Thomas. There's something I've been meaning to ask you. And what is that? How do you sleep with your back against the wall? The same way you do sleeping on the floor. Practice. That does indeed make sense. But why do you wake up every morning with your feet in that cold water from the night before? It helps make my legs move a lot better, and helps me be awake too. How do you wake yourself up, other than from nightmares? The sun faces my window, and whenever that light hits my face, I am wide awake as you are right now. Well, I'm glad that both of us have our own ways of waking up. Me too. It's hard to believe that Benjamin Franklin and John Adams wants me to write this document, with you as my guide. I think they trust us with it. And why did you say we should wait to write on it on June 28th, which is today? Because I have had inspirations of what our Declaration of Independence should be about. Well then, I sure hope that your inspiration is what this document is going to be about. Don't worry, it will. Well then, Danny, hit me with your best shot. A declaration by the representatives of the United States of America in Central Congress Assembly. When in the course of human events, it becomes necessary for one people to dissolve the political bands which have connected them with another, and to assume among the powers of the earth the separate and equal station to which the laws of nature and of nature's God entitle them. A decent respect to the opinions of mankind requires that they should declare the causes which impel them to the separation. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Are you all right, Thomas? I am. I don't know how to explain this, but your inspiration must have been from God. Thank you so very much for writing down your words. Thomas, there's something that I have to tell you. And what is that? What's wrong, Danny? It's nothing. I mean, I'll tell you later, but right now we need to finish this document for Congress. Certainly. May we both finish this Declaration of Independence for God, and for our country as well. If only you knew the truth about me, and this document that I have in my hands. Danny, Tom, how did it go? It went well. I can tell why Danny wanted us to wait until today for us to write this document. And why is that? It's because Danny has said that he has had visions of what this document should be about. Well, I'm glad that he did. Let's take a look at what you guys have written so far.
I can't believe you've been with us for over a year now.
It has been a great year being here with you guys, especially seeing the colonists who once fought with Britain, now fight against them.
Yes, but what choice do we have?
I don't know. What do you think?
My dad has told me that when he went to London, they refused to listen to him and treat us equally like them people of England. That's saying war all over it, Danny.
So?
Do you think we should declare war on them?
No one wants to lose alive. However, the battles at Lexington and Concord have proved that we are indeed ready for war. A war for freedom.
Wow. No wonder I've fallen in love with you.
What?
Nothing.
Well, Danny, I have to say that what your visions have been telling you to write is exactly what us colonists want to say to King George. Your writing, Thomas, is incredible. Though I did have help from Danny. We shall indeed give these papers to Congress tomorrow. No! But Danny, why not? I just have a feeling that something bad will happen to us if we give it to Congress tomorrow, and not on July 2nd. Well, Tom, what do you think? I trust Danny 100%, for he has helped me so much by writing this document with no errors in it one bit. Ben and I do indeed trust both of you guys to write this document, and we will trust you both again. I agree on Danny we wait until July 2nd. Do you agree, Ben? I do agree as well. Keep this document safe, Tom, and then bring it with you on July 2nd to Congress. I will protect it with my life.